IRB up at the Monganui station. The likes of Kaeo does not, so we were called upon to use our IRB there.
Yeah, just a brief on what we did last night. We were called to flooding in Kaeo to rescue 5 people out of a house. We had an IRB come from Monganui, towed behind a 4-wheel drive. We had flooding and slips over the road on the way to Kaeo, and once we got to Kaeo we put our IRB in the water and continued our search. It's pretty hard really to explain what you go through. It's dark, you're wet, you're cold, and really it's pretty hard to know where fences are and where all the trees are and that sort of thing, so you're just driving a IRB pretty blind really. Trying to go into a house to rescue people, getting access from where maybe the river is into the house is not easy. You can get tangled up in fences and all sorts of things, as we experienced last night.
The original call was to 4 persons trapped in a house. We proceeded to the first house that we thought those 4 persons were from. It was the wrong address to start with, but 4 persons needed to be rescued from that premises. And on the way to finding the right address, we ended up transporting about 17 persons across to dry land.
Our first rescue that we done in our first house, we probably would have only had to travel 300 metres backwards and forwards. The second one we just made our way up the river, checking the houses. We come up to another 2 houses and there was a guy in one. He was happy, he was going to ride the storm. Went to another house, he was all happy, so we carried on to another house where in that distance we would have travelled probably a K, and then from there we come across another house where we done a rescue, and we had a distance of probably 500 metres to bring them back. We done that 4 times, did we?
Yeah, 4 times.
Well, probably a good idea is to, if your house is flooding and you got time, is to, if you can, safely, is go to higher ground or go to a place where you're going to be safe before the flood does actually get to your back door. Driving on the road, if the road's flooded, don't try and put your cars through the flooded road. It's just, it makes the fire service job a lot harder when we're already got enough to do and we're chasing people that just want to drive into floodwater.